What's up, y'all? What's going on? We are about to go live with my pastor, Pastor Ed Newton, and I'm excited about that. And so I just talked to him. He said that he was like ready to go. He's ready to go. Let's go. All right, Pastor Ed, I'm gonna send you this. I don't want to do that. Oh, all right. Let's see if this technology works. Let's see if it works. Let's go. We did it, bro. We did it.
We here. We here.
Let's go. Bro, man, thank you, bro. Thank you so much for jumping on this thing with me, man. I'm excited, bro. It's going to be about 10, 15 minutes, man. But bro, thank you for making the time, man. Love you, brother.
Incredible.
Appreciate you. And yeah, I'm excited to talk about this. Why not you, man? First and foremost, y'all, if you have not gotten the book, Pastor Ed's Why Not You book,
Come
it will
on.
change your life. So, but yeah, man, I wanna, bro, just give you the floor to let you share, man, kind of the process that you were going through with Why Not You, man. And
Yeah.
then, bro, it was an honor to. I had to timestamp this moment, man, and in my own life, make it a soundtrack for my life because I feel like it's gonna be a Why Not You year, bro, for a lot of people, and for me. So, man, bro, please share, man, kind of what got you to that point of Why Not You writing that book, man, and that whole process.
Yeah. Well, first and foremost, at 50 years old, I'm just grateful I figured out how to join you on Instagram.
Come
That's
on,
all.
come on, come on, bro.
Man. And second of all, this clock behind me is the wrong time. So if somebody's like, what time zone is this brother in? Man, I'm in San Antonio. It's not like I'm in
Oh,
London or nothing. I'm here.
CST, Central Standard. Let's go.
So, you know what's been, I mean, first and foremost, I want to speak honor and blessing over you. You've been in my life for a while, and man, I honor you. I speak blessing over your family. And I think this is the moment we've all been waiting for with you. You know,
Oh man.
it's the truth, man. I think you have been such a champion for a lot of people, and you have helped a lot of people. A lot of people will know you've been behind the scenes, inspiring, edifying, encouraging, and also equipping. And I
Mm,
think what's true is there's a moment sometimes in life where we champion everybody else and we don't really believe that God's championed us.
yeah,
And
bro.
and I think
Woo!
and I
Yeah,
think that's the truth.
yeah.
And I have said this, man, I've been on a journey since the past several months, just doing a lot of podcasts with a lot
Hmm.
of people across the country. And it's resonating with a lot of people. But so what I've been asked is to try to summarize all of this
Yeah.
in a very small moment. And I think the phrase "Why not you" is not original to me. It came to me in 2010 by a guy named Chuck Yates. And
Hmm.
Chuck Yates
Hmm.
is a guy who's a member of our church that was a missionary to the one percenters, which is the motorcycle gangs of America.
Hmm.
And he would infiltrate into them, love them, preach Jesus. And when I met him, I was a guest preacher that came to CBC to speak at a men's conference. And he looked at me, and I think he smelled fear and insecurity. I was from Orlando, skinny jeans, long hair. I think I even had a
Hmm.
deep V neck. Do you remember when those were cool?
Come on, bro. Man, I remember. I remember.
I had all of that. And I'd show up in Camp Eagle outside of San Antonio about 2 hours. And I was overwhelmed just by a moment of like, man, I don't fit. Like this isn't,
Mhm.
I don't know if I'm the right guy for this moment. And he looked at me and said, why not you? Well, I carried that phrase for a long time. And then about 4 years ago, wrote that on a lot of things, wrote it on my mirror,
Yeah.
and God just trying to believe something new for me. But it came out of hardship. It came out of a dark night of the soul. So I started to really just kind of lean into this. had an encounter with the Holy Spirit that really helped me understand the significance of the difference between self confidence and God confidence. Because
Come
this is
on.
not a message of self confidence, this is a message of God confidence.
That's good. Yeah.
And I think that's where it all began, Jarrell. That it began that as a father, I have looked at my own children in moments where they were taking quizzes or tests or about to play a ball game, and they were struggling with self confidence. And
Mm.
I would speak blessing over them. And then I remember one day dropping my daughter off at school. She was going to take a test. She was like, "Dad, I'm going to fail it." I was like, "Did you study?" "Yes." "Then we just got to trust God with this."
Yeah.
And I'm hyping her up, Jarrell. And then I drive off and I'm like saying this to God. I'm like, "God, I just wish you would believe what I believe about her."
Hmm.
And the Spirit of God whispered in my soul and said, "That's what I've been trying to tell you.
Wow, bro. Come on.
That's what I've been trying to tell you. Would
Yeah.
you believe what I believe about you?"
Mm.
And I think that's where that all comes from. Does that resonate with you? I don't know. How
Bro,
does that feel?
that's heavy. That's heavy, man. I want to share for a minute, like just how that word impacted me. Like before it was a book. If you don't know me, I am a member at CBC, hip hop artist, spoken word, all that kind of stuff, man. But when I was having a transition from the church that I was a part of, having that transition, bro. There was a lot of things that happened during that made me feel like I couldn't believe what God believed about me, man. And so it, bro. So I'm gonna make this long story real short. During that transition, my wife and I, we stepped out to do the Rise movement, where we're ministering to creatives, we're doing all that kind of stuff, and we're like, okay, between the Rise movement and between concerts and all of that, we should be good. You know what I'm saying? We're just gonna jump out in faith and do this thing. And as soon as I stepped out, we had like some concerts lined up. As soon as I stepped out, stuff just started drying up, right? And when I came to CBC, bro, my wife and I were just tired. Our belief was just like, God, we don't know what you're doing. We feel like you led us out here. Now all of a sudden, like things are drying up. And before your message was a book, it was a sermon at the church.
Hmm.
And man, that thing just began to breathe new life into that belief of like, man, maybe God isn't finished. Maybe God isn't finished with me and my wife and the ministry and all that kind of stuff. And for the longest time, I've struggled with like believing in myself. This is like just from a kid, you know what I'm saying? And then, there's just been some bumps and things along the way that have like helped that to cement that reality into my brain.
Hmm.
And so I had to confront those things and face those things. You know what I mean? And bro, that the message, what I'm telling you, man, that message like really breathed some new life into me and my wife. And we're just like, yo, like God, and the tagline, right? God is going to use somebody. Why not you? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And so I'd be looking around, Pastor Ed, and saying, man, you know what? Like, I'm like, I know God's called me. I know He's anointed me for this.
Hmm.
Like the skill that I have, like it just at this point it doesn't make natural sense for my progression
Yeah.
and where I am, the stages and the platforms and all that kind of stuff. Like it does not make sense. It is all God, but somehow still in the back of my head there's this lie that's saying, bro, like
Hmm.
that's not for you. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I've had to wrestle with that, but it's messages like that, man. Like, why not you? Asking that question where the enemy tries to sow disbelief through questions. God asked a question like, why not you? And and it breathes faith. So yes, in answer to your question, bro, that it hits home, man.
Well, I think there's all of us at some level find a level of insecurity and inadequacy that shows up in a lot of different ways that we don't
Yeah.
recognize. And
Mm.
the thing that I wish I would have put in the book that's not in the book, that's come out just from a lot of podcasts, because somebody was like, okay, Pastor Head, how do we believe what God believes about us. Like, how do we step into this place
Yeah.
that God's called us? And I've described it as four circles where I think one, it's our personality. Second, it's our passion. Three,
Mhm.
it's our pain. Four, it's people. And let me break that down real quickly.
Okay.
I think personality, I think we have to take a really deep look that for many of us, we wrestle with our identity of who
Hmm.
we are. And you and I've talked about this before personally. What's it like to be on the other side of you? One of the
Yeah.
most significant questions we have to ask is what is it like on the other side of us? And allow people to speak into your life that you deeply trust. That if they said something hard, yes, it would be difficult to hear, but you know that they genuinely love you. And
Mm.
I
Hmm.
think in the moments of that, you'll hear things like people will say stuff to you like, "Hey, man, you always say in moments where you get something wrong, I'm so dumb," or man, I'm just not this. And you speak negativity over you. Or if
Mm.
somebody's wrestling with their weight, they'll use self-deprecating words to
Yeah.
be very critical of themselves
Yeah.
to somehow maybe create a laugh. And you'll let sometimes we just need to let people into our life and go, is there anything that you hear in me that obviously would not match up with what God thinks about me? And so
Mm.
that's our personality. And our
Mm.
personality is our nature and our nurture. Our nature
Yeah.
is how we're wired. This is whether we're introvert, extrovert. These are things that God has wired within us. And our nurture are the things that shape us, whether we were raised by a
Mm.
single mom or a single dad, or we went
Yeah.
through a divorce, or we grew up in a rural town or an urban town, or all those things have shaped us, good and bad. That's the personality dimension. The passion, and this is where it gets real significant to you, is what are the giftings that God has given you? What
Hmm.
are the unique things that God has placed within you that are not just talents,
Yeah.
but honestly are spiritual giftings that God's bestowed upon you? And these are the things that honestly, and this is what I know about you for sure, is these are the things that you would do for free. These are the things that
Mm.
you're like, hey man, I have such a deep love for this. If I got a paycheck for this or didn't get a paycheck for this, I'm still going to do this thing. And
And
preaching,
did.
and that's what I'm saying. And you
Yeah.
did, you
Yeah.
did that. The third dimension, nobody really wants to talk about. It's our pain. It's the things that we've been through. It's the
Hmm.
things that one we never signed up for, things that were done to us, or maybe mistakes that we made. In that circle, obviously, we have a tendency to not let anybody see. But if we can let God heal that pain, then God
Wow.
can repurpose that pain. And then this gets to the fourth dimension, and this is where I fall into category in your life. These are
Hmm.
people that just go, "Hey man, have you ever thought about doing this?" Or like, "We need more of this." And it's okay.
Hmm.
Well,
Hmm.
Pastor Ed, you're supposed to say that about me. And I'm like, "Jarrell, no, I'm not supposed to say that about you. However, I choose to. But when my voice matches with 15 other people or 22 other people or three
Mm.
other people, then you start
Yeah.
going, man, this is from God. But when you
Yeah.
take all four of those circles and you unite them together, how God wired you, how He shaped you, how your
Hmm.
situation has formed you, when He takes your passion, He takes your pain, and He takes what people have said about you, then this becomes the red hot center of the why not you in your life.
Mm.
Does that make sense? So the why not
Yeah.
you of what God wants to do, take those four circles, combine them together, and you see something pretty significant. But here's the reason why I share all this
Mm. It's good.
is because if you don't deal with some of the stuff that you've been carrying, or you have a moment of disbelief and insecurity, or you've been through some stuff, you'll let the enemy speak louder.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So all of a sudden, when a bunch of people start to try to tell you to do this, you're like, hey man, but my pain that I've been through, I don't know. I tried that before and made a mistake.
Mm.
And this is the theological truth that many people don't talk about. In Exodus chapter 3, we see Moses has an encounter with God, and he's like, not me, choose somebody else.
Yeah.
But check this out. I was studying this one day, and I was like, man, Moses was like, I can't speak, I stutter, blah, blah, blah. He's saying all this stuff. He didn't stutter. He didn't disqualify himself when he tried to break up the fight between the Hebrew and the Egyptian. I mean,
Mm.
think about this. His
Okay.
name means Moses. His mom did not name him Moses. He
Yeah.
was named by his Pharaoh's stepmom, if I could say that, like Pharaoh's daughter. So Pharaoh's daughter names him Moses, drawn out of water.
Hmm.
So his pain actually is a reminder of his name. But so he knows that he's Hebrew. He lives Egyptian. He
Hmm.
sees a Egyptian and a Hebrew fighting, and he's like, "Hey man, can y'all stop fighting?" And he tries to break this up, and then he kills an Egyptian on behalf of the Hebrew man because he honestly believes he's a deliverer.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and
That's
so
it.
and all of a sudden, two Hebrews are fighting, and they're like, "Hey
Hmm.
man, who made you king over us? And are you going to kill us like you did that dude yesterday?" And
Mm.
then he runs. And then God finds him. So for anybody that feels like, man, I tried this, messed this up, God can't use me. This is the question I've been asked on these podcasts. What would you say to somebody? I go talk to Moses.
Yeah.
Talk to
Yeah.
Moses.
Yeah.
So did
Yeah,
that make
bro.
sense of what I was
Bro.
saying?
Yeah, man.
Moses tried to deliver people before the burning bush for God
Mm, come on, bro.
and ran, and then God found him.
Man, man, my guy. Man, I'm glad that you're saying this, man, because a lot of times, like when you talk about the pain really does put lenses like through which we see the rest of the world sometimes, man. You know what I mean? And a lot of times, like, the Bible says that all things do work together for the good of those who love God and are called according to his purpose, and that includes our pain. You know what I mean? And sometimes we're holding stuff. I know this was true in my life. Like I was holding stuff, just rejection and just words that have been spoken. I was holding that and seeing the rest of the world through that, when in actuality that rejection was God saving me, setting me apart, all of that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? But because it hurts in the moment, we internalize it and we allow that to become our identity. And it's that again, it's just going back to that question, bro, of like why not you? You know what I'm saying? God is definitely going to use somebody, and God, if God has not sidelined me, then I should not sideline
Mhm.
myself. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
that's a word.
And so yeah, bro, I speak to the creative community a lot, and there's a lot of people, especially the creative community. I love us. We can be very sensitive sometimes. So
Mhm.
when words are thrown, man, sometimes they feel like darts and they feel like attacks on character, and we take them personally and all of that kind of stuff. And we've got to watch the way that we handle those things, because the enemy wants to sideline creatives, man. We live in a world of creativity, bro. Facebook and Instagram and these places, they're pushing people to be creators. And
Yep.
the last thing that we need right now is for creatives to be sidelined because they think, man, God is done. God is done
Hmm.
with me. And so it's just that question, man, of like has God really disqualified me? The answer is no.
Nope.
Like as long as you're breathing, man, you've got air in your lungs.
Mhm.
God wants to use you, and he's planned for us, as the scripture says, to do awesome things, good works before the foundations of the world. He's planned and purpose for that for our lives. So as long as I'm breathing, there's hope. You know what I mean?
That's it. That's a
Yeah.
word. Well, and I think the thing that I would just say today is your phrase on God's protection sometimes comes to the form of rejection. is is
Mm-hmm.
a as
Yeah.
you would say a bar. That is a bar because
Hmm.
I think what happens is that so many times, and Lecrae said this, we live for everybody's acceptance and we die from people's rejection.
Yeah.
But what if rejection is actually a redirection?
Okay, okay, okay.
You see what I'm saying? Where all of a sudden you're longing for somebody to validate something, and if
Yeah.
they validated it, you would go down that road and continue to pursue it because of the level of frequency they have in your voice, or their voice in your
Mm,
life. Um, but but maybe that rejection is what you needed because it moved you in a level of creativity. You're like, okay, I'm gonna move on from this. So actually the rejection was a blessing, because if they just received it and didn't reject it, you keep pursuing something that maybe wasn't for somebody else. And I just had
yeah,
this conversation, and we could look at two people, and I'm gonna contrast Eminem and NF, both
yeah,
of which same background, same part of the country, actually.
yeah, yeah.
One not Christian, one is Christian, but using pain in past discoveries of just of what they've been through
Hmm.
began to be the platform for what they became known for.
Yeah.
And it's interesting. The thing that we want to discard and to remove from our life are the pain that oftentimes happen, or the rejections, but God can always repurpose that and use it. And I think the thing that everybody resonates with, whether you're black, white, brown, you live in another part of the country or another part of the world, is we all know what it feels like to be rejected. We all know what it
Yeah.
feels like to experience pain. It's the equalizer of every tribe, tongue, and nation. Is that we all know what it feels like to hurt. It's just, what do we do with that? And then that's where God steps into the
Mm,
story. And this is the ultimate creative. God is the ultimate creative.
yeah.
And then he takes all of the shrapnel of everything that we've brought to him, which is our rejection, maybe something that's been done to us, our pain. And then he collages the story in a beautiful mosaic for his glory. And that's the beauty of all of this. So, what we would discard, God goes, no, give it to me.
Yeah.
I'll reclaim it, I'll repurpose it, and
Come
redirect
on.
it.
Come on, bro. Come on. Well, on that note, bro, we need to let people know where they can find the book. You know what I'm saying? Let them know.
Yeah, well, you know what was crazy? The publishing company printed 5,000 books, and that's a lot of books, man. I mean,
That is a lot of
it's a
books.
lot of books, and it sold out in a week. And
Are you serious,
yeah,
man?
yeah,
Come on.
I just found out. It just like literally, it got top 50 Christian books in the month of December, and
What?
yeah, it was super cool,
Bro,
man. Super cool.
congratulations, man.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Tim Tebow was number two. David Jeremiah was number one. Hey, man, I'm grateful. But you know what's so crazy? So you can go to Amazon. That's primarily. I think they just got a restock for. I see a lot of people from San Antonio. They got a restock at the bookstore at our church. But Amazon's the place where you can get them. Barnes and Nobles was carrying them. They sold out in a couple days. I don't know if they reordered them. But man, Amazon's probably the best place to go and get them.
Let's go. Let's go. I celebrate you, man. And I know that just from the time that we got a chance to hang out in a Bible study, man, thank you for inviting me into that, bro. You're as real as they come, man. And so,
Mm.
same person on the stage as off the stage, bro. And I just really appreciate your life, your voice in my life. Yeah, and it's just awesome, man. And so, just even with the song, I had a struggle with even like releasing that because of some of those like
Yep.
whispers and things in the back of my mind. And then also, bro, I wanted to make it plain where the inspiration came from,
Yeah,
and I
but you didn't
wanted
have
to,
to. You didn't have
right,
to do that. You did
bro.
not have to do that.
But you know, like my songs now, man, have become journals, bro. And I
Yeah.
really feel like for me, when I look back on this stuff, like I want to remember, like, hey,
Mm-hmm.
this is what God did. This is where you were
Mm-hmm.
during that time frame. And so, bro, it was an honor, man, for sure. And I want to celebrate, like, you're amazing pastor. You're also a creative. So
Mm-hmm.
from one creative to the next, man, I wanted to celebrate you, bro, and cheer you on, man.
Thank you.
Is awesome, man.
Hey, listen, that song, by the way, is so catchy. It
Come
is,
on.
it's, as they say, man, the hook on that thing. It's a deep hook. It is a deep hook. It's a right
Bro.
left hook. I promise you.
Hey, well, I know you like bars, man. The bars are coming, bro. That I promise you that the bars are coming. But I had to just put this out there to timestamp this moment because I really believe like this is one of those things. I told my wife, I was like, I think my whole life's about to change just
Yeah.
because of the mindset, man. The mindset was
Hmm.
starting to change, man, and I'm not believing those same lies, you know. So grateful to you, man, and grateful for you even like collaborating on some of those posts and doing all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I love you, man, and
Love you.
cheering you on, bro.
You're easy to love. And let me just say this, your faithfulness, Jarrell, I've watched you serve faithfully behind the scenes, serving the church, serving the creative community. Man, you are a gift to me and my family, a gift to our city. And what I love about what's happening, and this has been amazing, and I think it's, you talk about for now is the time. There's
Hmm.
so much digital content going around that whether it's a church service like we've used you multiple times, conferences and venues and spoken words, you
Yeah,
can be in multiple places at
yeah,
one time in digital content, and it's you're not having to like do a tour, and you're doing all that, and I pray more of that.
yes, yes,
But it's also amazing because you're multidimensional, that you could do all of the concerts but yet do corporate events, and
yeah,
it's just or a missions conference or whatever,
yes,
and it's a gift. And the reason why I say that to you is because your faithfulness in the small things will create pathways for greater things.
yeah.
This book, and I don't think a lot of people know this, I went to go speak to a group of nine high school dudes out of a locker room, that a basketball team was coming from Austin, and they were playing Cornerstone here in town,
Hmm.
and the team had lost 5 games in a row, and his name is Sam Burmeister. Burmeister's from San Antonio. His mom Brenda Burmeister goes to our church. So Sam, young man, he's like Pastor Ed, we've lost 5 games in a row. Can you come talk to our high school dudes before the game? So I go
Okay.
talk to 9 dudes pre-game before they play Cornerstone, and who are discouraged because they've lost 5 in a row. And I just start saying, why not you? Why not you? Somebody's got to win this game. Why not you? They win. Don't even think anything about it. The next week, I get a phone call from a lady named Esther. Esther owns the Fed agency, which is not a government entity. It is a, she is a book agent for Mark Batterson, which is Circle Maker.
Yeah.
She's a book agent for Brock Purdy, who's the quarterback for the 49ers. And her son got in the car after the game and said, Mom, you represent a lot of famous people, but you need to represent this guy who came and talked to our team.
Come on.
And he's not famous, and nobody, like, he's not on your radar. So she drives down to Austin, from Austin to CBC after a 2 o'clock service. And she says, my son is the one who told me about you. And if you were to write a book, what would you write? And I took it to the mirror that I wrote, Why Not You? And I said, I'd write a book. That right there.
Mm.
And people are holding, and you wrote a song. And I'm going to tell you this, out of the faithfulness of talking to 9 high school dudes in a locker room, no
Mm.
cameras, no Instagram, nobody knew, put
Mm.
didn't post about it,
Yeah.
just being faithful to do what God called me to do in the moment, and it turned into something else. So for anybody that's listening, be faithful with what God puts in front of you today,
It's
because you'll
good.
never know what your yes means tomorrow.
Mm. Mm. It's good, bro. Present. Stay present, man.
That's it.
Let's go. Man, love you, brother. I'm gonna let
Love
you go,
you.
man. Thank you for doing this, man.
Love you. Much love. Why not
All right.
you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.